I met a guy, and so did you, named Marty Lehr, from Context Therapeutics a couple weeks ago. And as a result of that interview, we got, like, if we have like Steve Forbes on the air, or like the guy from Challenge Athletes Foundation, we get like 17, 18 emails. We got like 43 emails on this thing. And it was interesting because they were all asking about the potential to talk about women's cancer. Now, it's not a great subject to talk about, but there is an affinity group that is there, and these guys have what appears to be something pretty significant. Martin Lehr, of course, CEO and co-founder, Context Therapeutics, CNTX. We're going to start covering this company, and he's here today. Marty, how are you, buddy? Good to see you.
Good. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this. There's a big unmet medical need for improved treatments for, and forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, hormone-driven female cancers. Is that accurate?
Yeah, you nailed it.
So talk about that. What does that mean for Cindy, CEO, who's watching and listening?
Yeah, so you have female cancers, breast, ovarian, and endometrial, as a category of cancers that are all associated with the female reproductive organs. Men actually have very similar cancers in the form of prostate cancer. And actually some men even can get a breast cancer in rare circumstances. So you have on the front end of the funnel almost 400,000 women diagnosed each year across these cancers.
Wow.
And then if you look at those patients whose cancers unfortunately progress to the metastatic setting, you have well over 100,000, maybe 125 to 150,000 of these women at any given time dealing with metastatic breast, ovarian, and endometrial cancer. So unfortunately, it's a very large market.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is the addressable market is giant, unfortunately, correct? That's the piece.
This is not one of those cancer types where in the metastatic setting you hear, about remarkable cures. We're far from the cure stage yet. We're all about treatment durability. Can we give a treatment? Can a woman be on it for a long period of time? And then equally important, can they have a high quality of life while they're on that drug? So that the side effects are not so debilitating that they can't go about their daily lives.
And you guys have 2 clinical programs, correct?
We have 2 products. We have 4 clinical trials that are ongoing right now. 2 in breast, 1 in endometrial, and 1 in a rare form of ovarian cancer called granulosa cell tumors of the ovary.
So when we talk about an addressable market as patients, okay, because there's a lot of people watching this saying, okay, give me the number, give me the website. What does that translate from where you're at now in the arc of the FDA story to actual treatment?
Yeah, so we're in what's referred to as mid-stage development. So the drug is, our lead drug, ONXR, we actually have 2 drugs. The lead clinical drug is not a science project anymore. It's been in over 150 women to date. And so once these phase 2 trials wrap up towards the end of next year, 2023, the next phase would be phase 3 development, which is establishing the final safety and efficacy of the drug prior to submitting to the FDA. So in biotech land, that's around the corner, but regulatory submission is in the neighborhood of 4 to 5 years away.
So what are you guys looking forward to in the next 6 to 8 months? Because obviously you're in this sort of little bit of a hamster wheel of testing and so on and so forth. How do you guys plan for the future when you're sort of where you're at right now?
Yeah, fortunately, for myself and my cadre of science geeks, there's pretty major conferences that are sequenced out over the year. So the 2 next major oncology conferences are AACR, the American Association for Cancer Research, in April, and then ASCO in June, which is the American Society of Clinical Oncology. Those are sort of our Super Bowls. So you present kind of your latest and greatest data. And so that's within the next 6 months and a big time period for the company.
I have to ask you, because there is a risk aversion model in biotechnology and biopharma, and that's when you take it to the 5-yard line and then either get acquired to take it to market. That would be like a Pfizer or a SmithKline Glaxo, or you've got people that work for you that have cool little luggage that walks into the doctor's office. Like, what's the plan? Do you guys start planning that now, or is that just something that sort of occurs as you move forward?
Both. You always plan for success. Biotech is one of those fascinating industries. We're always planning for your wedding and your funeral, depending on how the studies go. In our case, women's oncology, given the market size, almost every major pharmaceutical company has an established presence there, whether it's Pfizer, Eli Lilly, Novartis.
So Marty, are you guys already on the radar when you say that? I mean, does that mean that you're already on a blip on the screen, even though that you were, in the development stage?
We sure hope so. And I think the evidence of that would be we have an established relationship, a partnership with a large multinational pharmaceutical company called Menarini. For those of you unaware of Menarini, it's a 100-plus-year-old Italian private pharmaceutical company, small company, 18,000 employees. They did about $4 billion last year.
Small company, guys, just $4 billion.
And they really have one of the new exciting drugs called elacestrant that is under regulatory review right now at the FDA. So we're combining our drug Onexar with elacestrant. And so that's the kind of business development relationships we want to potentially set up this year in 2023 with an eye towards either partnering our assets to bring in non-dilutive capital or frankly selling the assets of the entire company to someone who is better equipped potentially to accelerate the development of these assets and programs.
Yeah. His name is Marty Lehr. I will tell you, it's interesting to watch a CEO of a public company to be able to navigate through this as you're doing it. This is in real time. So we want to keep following you. Marty, thank you so much. Martin Lehr, CEO and co-founder of Context Therapeutics. CNTX is their stock symbol. Medicine for female cancer.